Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Plenty of Goodness. If you are new to my channel, please give me a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button for future videos, weekly delicious meal prep, plant-based and gluten-free. So this week's meal prep, you guys, is going to be really fun, really easy, lots of veggies, lots of high in protein, something a little bit different to cure your taste buds. So today, the first meal prep we're going to do is going to be dill potato salad. So I just bought a big bag of red potatoes. You can get the Yukon Gold, which is fine, or purple if you can find them. And we got your organic bell pepper. We're gonna do some celery. I just went and got the fresh dill. You can buy the dill weed from the spice section, but it's totally up to you. I just got the fresh dill. We're gonna do some garlic, and I went with the balsamic white vinegar. You can do white wine vinegar, which is totally fine. Either or will work. I just didn't want to buy an extra white wine vinegar when I already had this in my cabinet. And I went with the honey Dijon mustard. You can get the regular Dijon mustard, or you can do honey Dijon, whichever you like. And we got your minced organic garlic, nutritional yeast for added flavor and added protein, and also a little bit added texture and color as well. And then we're gonna do the Follow Your Heart Veganese, which is already prepped mayo. There's a lot of other vegan mayos out there that are not in the refrigerated section. I got this at Sprouts, so you can, but there are more expensive. They're more expensive, so this one, the price is right, and I've always used it, and it's delicious. And we're gonna go with the organic sweet relish and small red onion. And then our spices here, we're gonna do black pepper, dried parsley, turmeric, paprika, or you could do smoked paprika if you could find it, and some pink salt. So first thing we're gonna do, guys, is wash and cut the potatoes. Okay, so you wanna wash and cut the potatoes. You wanna cut the potatoes in half, and then lengthwise, and then cut them into 1-inch cubes. And you want to actually leave the skin on the potatoes, you guys, because once you boil the potatoes, it will keep the form of the potatoes and it won't become mushy, because we want chunky potatoes for the potato salad. Okay, so you're gonna boil the potatoes for about 15 minutes and pierce them with a fork or a knife to see if they're done. If it goes all the way through, that means the potato is done. And then we're going to drain the potatoes and rinse in cold water. That will help stop the cooking process and firm the potatoes up. And then we're going to cool them down before transferring them into a big bowl so we can mix all the ingredients. And then in the meantime, while the potatoes are boiling, you're going to cut the veggies. Really, really small, fine chopped for the onion, and as well as the bell pepper. I did the celery a little bit on the meatier side just because all this is going to have more crunch, but I just left the celery a little bit bigger. And after this, then we're going to incorporate all the other ingredients. Okay, so after you rinse the potatoes in cold water, transfer them to a big mixing bowl, and then you're going to add all the veggies. And I rinsed and chopped up the dill really fine. The dill it tends to be a little bit strong, so just add more and taste it, see if you like it. You can always add more later if it's not enough. And then we're going to go ahead, and you can do this in a separate bowl to mix the sauce, or you can mix it in the big bowl, but I chose to do it separately. You're going to do 1.5 cups of the vegan mayo, and then you're going to do 2 tablespoons of the white vinegar or the balsamic vinegar, and 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard, and you're going to do 1/3 cup of the sweet relish. And then we're going to do, I just kind of eyeballed it for the spices. Turmeric, a little bit of turmeric, not too much, because it can become bitter. If you add too much, you just need a little bit for coloring. And salt, paprika, black pepper. I don't like mine too peppery. That's totally up to you. You can add more if you like. And then the dried parsley and 2 tablespoons of the nutritional yeast. And then we're going to mix it all together, and then we're going to transfer it to the jars. Okay, so there you have your dill potato salad, you guys. How awesome. This is going to be so delicious, super yummy. Look at all the rainbow colors. You got your onion, your bell pepper, your celery, all the good crunchy vegetables. Your potato, good vitamins and minerals. Red potatoes are actually a little bit more nutritious than Yukon Gold potatoes. They have the least amount of nutrition, but You know, if you can find the purple ones, those are the best. Otherwise, red will be fine, and then yellow would be last. And if you like your potato salad a little bit extra saucy, which I do, don't be afraid to add a little bit more of the sauce, the vegan mayo. And once this chills in the refrigerator, all the flavors are gonna melt together and be really, really delicious and really filling. Let me know what you guys think of this recipe in the comments below. And we're on to meal prep 2. Okay, so meal prep 2, you guys, is gonna be a jackfruit quinoa bowl. This one's really easy to make. The jackfruit is already pre-made. If you wanna do the whole shebang and buy the fresh jackfruit, it's a little bit of a pain in the butt, but if you're pressed for time, the packaged jackfruit is fine. They have different flavors. I went with the barbecue one, and the jackfruit mimics like pulled barbecue pork. It kind of has that shredded texture, as you can see. You can pull apart with a fork, which is really cool. So it's really high in fiber, good protein, and pretty high in calories too. So yeah, we're gonna do a small white or sweet onion. We have your micro cilantro. We're gonna do corn, and you can do tricolored quinoa, or you can do the white quinoa, whichever you can find in the grocery store. We're gonna go with the white mushrooms, and we're gonna do the fried onions on top for a little pizzazz. So you really don't have to cook the jackfruit in a pan. You can pull it apart and transfer them to the jars evenly, because since they're already pre-made, once you heat up the jars, once you're ready to eat them, you're already going to heat them up in the microwave or on the skillet, so you don't really have to. It takes about a couple minutes, so you really have to cook them beforehand before you transfer them to jar. Okay, so we're going to do that first, and then we're going to cook the quinoa. Okay, so you're going to add 2 cups of quinoa, and then 4 cups of water. Bring to a boil and cook for about 15 minutes. And then in the meantime, while that's cooking, rinse and cut the veggies. And you're going to put vegan butter on high heat in the saucepan. Add the onions first, let them cook for a minute or 2. And then you're going to add the mushrooms and cook for a few more minutes. And then we're going to rinse and drain the corn, and we're going to add to the jars evenly. Okay, so you guys are finished with your meal prep 2, your jackfruit quinoa bowl. Look how awesome that looks. So before you transfer the jackfruit into each jar, I actually put it in a big mixing bowl, and I pulled apart the jackfruit. That gives it added texture, and it creates more mass in the jars. So it's not just all big chunks, so you have more of the jackfruit. And then I added 5 tablespoons of the quinoa in each jar, and then disperse the corn evenly and the onion and mushrooms, and then I put the fried crunchies on top, and then topped it off with the cilantro. But it's gonna be really, really high in protein, high in fiber. You got your cilantro for a good detox, your little bit of sweetness from the barbecue sauce, and your onion and mushroom. And quinoa is a complete protein for vegans or for a plant-based meal. All right, guys, let me know what you think about this recipe. On to meal prep 3. So meal prep 3, you guys, is going to be really easy. We're going to use a casserole dish instead of mason jars for this meal prep, for this recipe. And it's going to be chickpea brown rice casserole. So I got already made vegetable broth. You can make your own with the veggie bouillon cubes and alkaline or your filtered water. I went with the 2 organic garbanzo beans, and they didn't have a regular coconut milk. They only had the light one, so that's fine, unsweetened. And then we have your garlic, minced garlic, your baby bella mushrooms. You can do white mushrooms or shiitake even. We have your brown basmati rice and your yellow or sweet onion. And I actually went with raw broccoli for this recipe, only because if you get frozen broccoli, it adds more water in the oven while you're baking it. So we don't want to dilute the veggie broth seasoning when we're gonna pour it over the casserole in order for it to bake and cook. So that's why I went with the raw broccoli. And our seasonings are gonna be pink salt, paprika, or you could do smoked paprika, black pepper, and turmeric for It's really good anti-inflammatory and adds more flavor and a little bit of coloring to the veggie broth. All right, first step we're gonna do is cut the veggies. Okay guys, so first you want to drain and rinse the garbanzo beans, put them in the bottom of the casserole first, and then you're gonna rinse and cut all the veggies, the mushroom, the broccoli, and the onion, and then you're gonna disperse it along the casserole just like that. And then we're going to use half of the veggie broth, bring to a boil, half of the container, which is 32 ounces. So you want to bring this to a boil, and then we're going to add the coconut milk and all the other spices, and including the garlic. And then we're going to, you don't have to, but I'm going to rinse the brown rice before sprinkling it over the casserole. And then we're going to pour over the broth. That's the last thing we do before we bake it in the oven. Okay, once the veggie broth comes to a boil, you're going to add 2/3 of the coconut milk and all the spices. I added paprika, black pepper, and pink salt. You can put in however much you like. And then I added Nutritional yeast as well. I just kind of eyeballed it in there. It's for added flavor, more cheesy texture and flavor. And then we're going to bake for 400 degrees for about 45 minutes to an hour. If you do white rice instead of brown rice, you're gonna put the oven to 375 instead of 400. Different kinds of rice take different kinds of cooking time. Sorry guys, I forgot to sprinkle the rice over the casserole, and then you're gonna pour over the veggie broth, and then you're gonna put parchment paper and aluminum foil. You don't have to put parchment paper if you don't have it. Aluminum foil is fine, but it makes kind of like a airtight seal, so all the veggies can cook simultaneously. Wow, look how delicious that looks. Smells really, really yummy. I'm sure it's gonna be super delicious. Let me know what you guys think of this recipe. You could probably add veganese or vegan mayo if you wanted to, topped with avocado. That's optional, but that's always a good idea. Extra calories. And you can leave this in a casserole. Make sure you cool it down because it's super hot before you put it in the fridge. Cooling down is key to let settle in all the flavors. Or you can transfer it to jars, but this is fine for me. I'm going to leave it in the casserole dish. You should be proud of yourself. Congratulations for completing another week of meal prep. So you have your dill potato salad, your barbecue jackfruit quinoa bowl, and your chickpea brown rice casserole. Look how awesome that looks. You should be proud of yourself if you come this far. If you are new to my channel and you want to see more future videos like this, please give me a thumbs up and hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for future videos. I really appreciate you guys. I've been working really hard to create new recipes every week for you guys. And you know, don't be discouraged if you want to try 3 days a week of meal prepping, do 3 days a week, but over time, you know, you'll get used to it and you'll just have abundance of food, and it will save you money in the grocery store. It will save you money eating out, you know, takeout every night. You always have something in the fridge and it's always fresh. I like to use the mason jars. Some people use the bento boxes. They're not sustainable though. They might be a little bit cheaper, but anytime you can go with sustainable containers, you know, that's better way to go. These are glass, you know, they don't contain any odor, and they're airtight seals, so they can stay up in the fridge up to 2 weeks fresh, just like the day you made it, which is really awesome. Or you can freeze them in the freezer, thaw them out in the microwave without cracking or breaking, so that you really can't beat that, guys. But yeah, just be patient with yourself and just keep doing what you're doing. Keep meal prepping, keep trying, don't give up, because once you see the results and you know, having food ready to go, and you know what you're eating, you know what you're putting in your body, that is the most important thing, you guys. Max abundant fruits and veggies, and you know, gluten-free, plant-based. Can't get any better than that. So let me know which one is your favorite recipe for this week in the comments below. And until next time, guys, keep keep going, keep trying, and keep meal prepping. All right, see you next time. Bye.